Okay, welcome to Hopeifiers. Hopeifiers is a show where Brother Daniel Zapula and I have interesting conversations. I'll just read my caller's all messed up. Daniel's not here yet, but when he gets here, we're going to proceed with an interesting conversation. What I was going to do with him, I'm going to read it now, and then I'll read it when he comes on as well. I'm reading from this book called A Course in Miracles. Let me tell you the backstory to this book because it is amazing. Basically, these two psychologists in the 70s worked together, were worked in similar offices in the university. And they didn't really get along very well, but they worked together in this university. So then the female psychologist, she has this kind of a troubling experience. She feels that she is being kind of visited by a spiritual guide. And then that spiritual guide is not necessarily Jesus, but it's a spiritual guide who is encouraging her to scribe, to write these words out. And so she tells her, she thinks she's losing her mind. So she talks to her male colleague, and her male colleague says, well, if this is what's calling you, you should do it. So then for years, I think it was 3 or 4 years, every night she writes down what she is told to write. Or what she's inspired to write. Let's put it that way. What she is inspired to write, she marks it all down. Then she takes it to the office, and her colleague, types it up for her. And so this goes on for years that they write this book, A Course in Miracles. And it is a dense book. It is tough to read. But this quote here, I thought of Brother Daniel there when I read this. I wonder if I should call him. My goodness. It says this: when you meet anyone, remember it is a holy encounter. As you see him, you will see yourself. As you treat him, you will treat yourself. As you think of him, you will think of yourself. Never forget this, for to him you will find yourself or lose sight of yourself. That's pretty amazing, eh? So when I read this, I kind of makes me think of kind of the relationship or the experiences we have with other people. My friend and mentor, David Irvin, he says that basically instead of things being transactional, that they be transformational, that it basically the discussion that you have or the experience you share kind of builds you both up, moves you both to a new, better place kind of a thing. And I think that's amazing. Yeah, I think that's an incredible thing. And I think it makes sense too, right? What if every transaction, every encounter you had with another person was this wonderful, just a wonderful, edifying experience where you walked away more peaceful and more hopeful and filled with gratitude, that kind of thing. Every transaction, every exchange or every experience that you have with other people, wouldn't that be something? Okay, I am going to call my friend Daniel and just see if he has forgotten. Because if not, or if so, then all I'm going to do is I'm going to just start singing instead. Hey, how you doing? Good. Are you joining me? Oh, okay, cool. All right. You what? Oh, okay. Well, no problem. I'm here. I'll wait. I'll let you when you get here. Yeah, it's on Zoom. Same link as last week. It'll be the same link every week now. All right. Thanks. Okay, I'll do that. All right. He's coming on. He forgot this was Thursday, but he's coming on right away. But you know what? While we're waiting for him, I was trying to learn this song, so I'm going to try it out on you right now. I got me a big Chief Pontiac. It eats up the road, and that's a fact. 500 horsepower under my hood. Custom paint job sure looks good. Fender skirts and wall tires. You ought to hear my pistons fire. You can have your Cadillac. All I want is my Pontiac. All I want is my Pontiac. My Pontiac. My Pontiac. All I want is my Pontiac. It got gilded paint and powder glide, flight control and an overdrive. I burnt nitro in my tank. You ought to hear my motor crank. I don't want no Cadillac. All I want is my Pontiac. All I want is my Pontiac. My Pontiac. My Pontiac. All I want is my Pontiac. So that's by a guy by the name of Omar. Omar and the Howlers is the band. All right, Jesse or Daniel, where are you? Okay. Well, while we're waiting, I'm going to sing another song. Do, 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 do. This is a song that we talked about last week briefly, which I think is a beautiful song. So it goes on here. I'm going to put my headphones on so I can hear better. I'll gladly walk across the desert with no shoes on my feet to share with you the last bite of bread I had to eat. I would swim out to save you in your sea of broken dreams. When all your hopes are sinking, let me show you what love means to me. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? I would whisper love so loudly every heart could understand. Love and only love can join the tribes of man. I would give my heart's desire so that you might see. The first step is to realize that it all begins with you and me. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? When we're standing together, it's our finest hour. We can do anything, anything. We're believing in the power. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? All right. Apparently, somebody maybe didn't send Daniel the link. Let's assume that somebody, we don't have to make any blame here. Don't lay any blame, but perhaps his initials are Alan Friesen, and he and he, let's pretend I forgot to send him the link. Do 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 do. All right. Well, while we're waiting for Daniel, how about this song by John Fogerty? I really like it. It's kind of like a, what would you describe it? It's kind of a utopian view of the world. So, now what's it called again, though? I dreamed I walked into heaven just the other night. There was so much beauty, so much light. Don't you wish it was true? Lord, don't you wish it was true? An angel took me by the hand, said, you don't have to worry. We got all the time in the world, don't worry. Don't you wish it was true? Lord, don't you wish it was true? And if tomorrow everybody was your friend, anybody take you in, no matter where and when you've been. And if tomorrow everybody had enough, the world wasn't quite so rough. Lord, don't you wish it was true? The angel said the world is a changing and it's starting today. There'll be no more armies, no more hate. Don't you wish it was true? Lord, don't you wish it was true? And all the little children be happy and free, living and singing and dancing in sweet harmony. Don't you wish it was true? Lord, don't you wish it was true? And if tomorrow everybody was your friend, everybody let you in, no matter where and when you've been. What? Oh my goodness. Daniel, I apologize. I'm in a meeting right now. Okay, I sent this. Okay, I sent it to you in text, but I'll send you this as a Facebook message too. Daniel. Okay. Lord, don't you wish it was true? All righty. Okay. My goodness. This is becoming more complicated than it needs to be, but that's okay. When Daniel joins us, it should happen fairly quickly, hopefully. All right. I'm just going to sing a little bit more, and then I'll be watching for Daniel. When he joins us, he's going to join us. If not, I'm singing. Higher Ground by Stevie Wonder. People keep on learning, soldiers keep on warring. World, keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. Powers keep on lying, while your people keep on dying. World, keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. I'm so damn glad he let me try it again, 'cause my last time on earth I lived a whole world of sin. I'm so glad that I know more than I knew then. Gonna keep on trying till I reach my highest ground. Till I reach my highest ground. Teachers, keep on teaching. Preachers, keep on preaching. World, keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. Lovers, and keep on loving. Believers, and keep on believing. Sleepers, just stop sleeping, 'cause it won't be too long. I'm so damn glad he let me try it again. Cause my last time on earth I lived a hot world of sin. I'm so glad that I know more than I knew then. Gonna keep on trying till I reach my highest ground. Until I reach my highest ground. No one gonna bring me down until I reach my highest ground. Don't let no one bring you down till you reach your highest ground. Oh my goodness. Well, let me join. Do, do, do. All right. Daniel, we're going to try one more thing. One more thing. I'm going to email you. It'll be an email invite. So check your email now. Wait a minute. Do you get emails back from me? I get them from you, but do you get them from me? We'll try this. This doesn't work. Then I guess it wasn't meant to be. No. Okay. Daniel? Try the email I sent you, okay? I don't know why this is such a challenge today, but that's okay. So I think Good Trouble. Good Trouble is another appropriate song because if I understand Good Trouble correctly, she is talking. And when I say she, I mean Samantha Martin and Delta Sugar. I think they're talking about like volunteering. You're never too young, you're never too old to find yourself good trouble. We must find a way to give it away and find ourselves good trouble. The world is a burning building, so who do you want to be? Someone putting out the fire or changing channels on the TV. You're never too young, you're never too old to find yourself good trouble. We must find a way to give it away and find ourselves good trouble and find yourself good trouble and find myself good trouble. You know we're in the trouble and we're the child's eye. To find yourself good trouble, we must find a way to give it away and find ourselves good trouble and find yourself good trouble and find myself good trouble. Well, all right. I'm watching for you, Daniel. The old hometown looks the same as I step down from the train. And there to meet me is my mama and my papa. Down the road I look, and there runs Mary, hair of gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Yes, they'll all come to meet me, arms reaching, smiling sweetly. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. The old house is still standing, though the okay. Though the paint is cracked and dry, and there's that old oak tree that I used to play on. Down the lane I walk, and there with my sweet Mary, hair of gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Then I wake and look around me at the four gray walls that surround me, and I realize, yes, I was only dreaming. For there's a God and there's a sad old padre. On and on we'll walk at daybreak. Again, I'll touch the green, green grass of home. Yes, they'll all come to see me in the shade of that old oak tree as they lay me neath the green, green grass of home. As they lay me neath the green, green grass of home. All right. Another one of my favorites by Bill Withers. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain. We all have sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Are you with me? Hey, you can't hear me? Oh my goodness. Okay, now I can see you and you can't hear me. All right. All right, my friend. I don't know what to do with this. All right, Daniel's going out and then coming back in probably. Daniel, he's gone now. I see that he is disconnected. I assume he's disconnected to try reconnecting. But he's also not in his normal place. So, all right. I think, you know what? A little bit of a spiritual Oh, wait a minute. Let's see if it works this time. Hello? Oh, connecting to audio. Do, 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 do. Oh my goodness. It's connecting. Oh. All right, Daniel. Well, it's connecting. I'm going to sing a song. I saw the light, I saw the light, no more darkness and no more night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I wandered so aimless, life filled with sin. I wouldn't let my dear Savior in. Then Jesus came like a stranger in the night. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light. Daniel? Daniel?
Finally.
There you are.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Wow, I just couldn't believe it.
Okay, so the one you're on must be your phone, right? I got 2 views of you on here right now.
You don't want to have to view me.
Oh,
You view me now?
Can see you and can hear you. Yes.
Beautiful. Look at the site. Beautiful. I'm not in town. I am in the farmers in somebody's farm.
Nice. Beautiful.
So, yes, a beautiful site and good sunny day. So are you singing?
Yeah, well, I was kind of filling in since we weren't connected, so I thought I'd sing a couple songs while we were waiting.
Yeah, and I know you usually do a pretty good job, so that's really good. Good to see you, though.
Good to see you.
It's like, I love to be that audience that try to connect in because what you are doing is so important and it matters. So that's really, really good. It's good to be here.
Oh, Daniel, that's beautiful of you to say.
Yeah.
I started this off with a little quote that I thought you and I could chat about a little bit. You want to hear it?
Just share it. Yeah. Let me hear
it's from this book here. I think I told you about before, A Course in Miracles.
Okay.
And when I read this, you'll like this. My bride Corolla and I, when we go somewhere with the truck and the horse trailer, she drives the truck because she's way smoother than I am. And then I read from the book and then we discuss.
Okay.
Yes. But this quote here, when I read it, I thought of you. When you meet anyone, remember it is a holy encounter. As you see him, you will see yourself. As you treat him, you will treat yourself. As you think of him, you will think of yourself. Never forget this, for in him you will find yourself or lose sight of yourself. What do you think?
Well, I think this quote, particular quote, is speaking to something that is so important in each one of us, and it's really trying to develop the idea around the sense that our lives and our presence in this earth is sacred. There is something sacred about your existence, and that your being here has an incredible added value, and that if you can tap into the sacredness of else, it adds to you, even as you add to them with whatever is sacred in you. You hear this? And not only that, is telling us that really community and doing life together is about the sacred come home. You see, and I mean your words, how you formulate your words, how you show up, there is nothing like it. So that is a call, actually, to each one of us to be more aware about our presence in the world and to never take it for granted. You see, and that a moment like this, I don't believe in chances.
No chance? Everything happens for a reason?
No. When you meet somebody this time, you showed up differently. I was not there. When you began at 7, you sang. It was meant to be that way. And at the end, if we learn like that, how to be that way, we reduce the level of our anxiety.
Sure.
And we know how to be present and to pay tribute and to be real with our authentic selfhood. Nice. There is something sacred. I mean, be careful not to to desecrate somebody else. When we talk ill of somebody, when we gossip about somebody, when we talk ill of somebody, what we are trying to do, we actually are trying to tarnish someone's life, someone who is so sacred. I wonder what our world will be like, what relationship will be like, what marriage will feel like if we treat each other as sacred. Like if it was an angel that you were in the presence of an angel, how different will you be? Like if God was in the room, what would you do? If the queen was in the room or in the place, how would you show up and to treat the least of these exactly in like manner? And there's that sanctity of life and of the uniqueness of you. Now I can tell you're thinking.
I am. I'm loving what you're cooking there, sir. I'm with you 100%. And I guess that's what if you think about every conversation you have with everybody, any person, and in that conversation, if you can be there and present for that conversation and see the other person where they're at and contribute to just a word of encouragement, hey, we're going to get through this. It must be tough right now, but it's all going to work out, or I hope things are going well for you. Whatever it is, we have that connection, and then me building you up, you build me up, even me building you up, you smile. I feel that. I got mirror neurons that say, hallelujah, look at that. I gave Daniel a gift and he returned it with a smile. So I think that's, if that every conversation was that way, how sweet would it be, right, in terms of the relationships we have?
And it doesn't really, like you say, it doesn't consist in how many verbiage, how many words we say, but it's a quality of being next to someone else. We, in truth, we always live our lives to be observed, to be witnessed, and to witness someone else. Because if I like this is in our conversation, I am testifying and I'm witnessing to what is going on in the innermost being of me, and I'm trying to attest and to witness what is going on inside you. And that inner turmoil of peace or quietude or whatever is the inside, that we share that, and we are present, and just being next to each other, there is something that communicates. My kids, my wife, they end up getting a dog lately, and it's interesting. That dog will come and just look at you. It's like, and it communicates with you. It say, I want to play with you, and you say, not me, I don't want to. And then soon it will bring you a plastic or a toy, say, why don't you just throw this just somewhere? I'll go chase it. How about let's play that? And that dog is talking to you in true word, and yet the dog is not saying anything. And if you don't want to listen to the dog, it may bark at you, you see. And it is saying, stop ignoring me. I need to be seen. I need to be heard, to be touched, to be witnessed, because I'm a witness that you are here, you see. So it's not even in the words that we say, it is in the quality of our presence. And when we are present in such a way, we elevate each other's being, we add value to each other, and our presence augment people. And when you are present in a way that doesn't create anxiety, it's like taking the piano or taking a guitar and tuning it up. When you play it, it doesn't create cacophony. It doesn't create confusion. It soothes the soul. And so if I am present next to you in such a way that there is an attunement, our presence, our collective being, we are truly one. I come from, from the gospel story is that we are one. There's a sense of oneness. And so at that point, there's no disaccord. There is like the guitar, the sound. When you sing, your song is tuned up. That is really what we're talking about. We're talking about regulating the quality of our presence, the level of our conversation and communication, such that it causes someone who may be dejected inside, who might be internally turmoiled, to find peace and to level up, you see. Because when we do that, we add tremendous value to each other. We transform the world. I'm convinced that, and in one of the book that I wrote on marriage, I talk about the frequency. Tune into the frequency of your spouse. It is about that we can tune into each other's frequency, just like a radio. Like right now, I tried to connect to this Zoom call. It took a while till I can tune in. But until I tuned in, I was just somewhere in the cloud. And perhaps I might even have increased the level of anxiety in you, because you're saying, is this brother going to show up? Is this bushman going to come somewhere? Where is he? Well, indeed, I'm in the bush. I'm doing what bushmen do. But that's what I'm talking about. And also, not only is that me, I'm in the bush, I'm saying, whoa, if I don't manage to get in, I wonder how my brother is going to be feeling. I wonder how he's doing right now, because he is in the internet world. He's in the cloud there. He is expecting me to be there, and his expectation is that. I wonder how he's doing. Now, my anxiety level can also actually go array.
Yeah.
Now, when we connect, we say, it's not about what our anxiety really said to us. Now that we are connected, it's about what can we draw from our connection, you see? And now we can do something with that, you see?
Yes, very much so.
Build, and that's what we are doing right now. So that's why there's something about each day is sacred. Each moment is truly sacred. In the end, like we said last week, is all grace.
Nice. That's beautiful. When with your counseling services that you help people with their relationships, etc. Wait a minute, before I start there, I wanted to say the book you're referring to, would that be the All for Nothing Marriage book?
That's what I think. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, my recollection is All for Nothing Marriage. Why your marriage will kill you before death do you part. That's what I think it was.
Exactly. So
yes.
I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before on this show, but I enjoyed that book immensely. It helped my marriage substantially, Daniel. So I did want to thank you for that. So I think the math was a 61% increase in my marriage.
Oh, that's really better. That's better. That's better. Last time you said 53. So I'm
53?
glad
It seems getting better over time.
It's like wine, they get better with age.
Exactly. But the thing I was going to mention to you, a lot of times we will, to get ourselves in a place where we can be calm and safe and present for the other person, we might have to regulate ourselves, right? And a lot of people have different ways that they self-regulate, right? With their breath, or with humming, or with tapping, or with, bilateral, whatever. They have a way to do that. And I was thinking about it today, and the term self-regulating, I think it be better expressed as self-optimizing. You're getting yourself, like regulating and dysregulating. I understand the terms, but I think if you viewed it more as self-optimizing, getting yourself to the place where you were calm and safe and present, so that you can have the most meaningful, most transformational connection with the person in front of you. What do you think of
that? Certainly, I think there is something that is good. There's something we can gain by changing tuning the wording in it. But optimizing my brain, it helps me show up in ways that is perhaps optimal, even when the situation is not so good and pleasant. So if suppose this, like when we went to school, we play soccer, and then sometime there will be formation of a team. So they will choose two people who are really good at soccer on each side, and they say, now everybody else in the middle. So let them pick who they want in their team. So you are waiting for your name to be called, you say. Now, at that moment, what happens to you?
Well, you get very worried about being the last, for sure. If you're not that athletic, you get worried about being the last one to get called.
Yes. And then, so there's a level of anxiety that can increase. And what else? You are beginning to tell yourself, what happens if you get picked last? What happens?
You get picked
shame.
last.
You say shame. You begin telling yourself messages. I guess I'm not as good as I thought I was. I guess everybody else is better than me. I guess I'm always the last. So that's a distortion, a cognitive distortion, you see. So when I begin thinking that way, I distort my thought, my thinking. But sow a thought, you will reap what? A behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And if you sow a behavior, you reap a personality.
Mm-hmm.
If you sow a personality, you reap a destiny. And so all of a sudden, it's that distortion in my brain translated in my presence being really full of anxiety, diminutive talk. And so what I did, I really no longer embrace the sanctity of myself.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the sacred within me seems to have prostituted myself by looking at by defining myself from the external locus of control. I'm saying outside, because they didn't pick me, I am not good enough. So now I am not good enough. That message translates into a posture, a behavior, and it's a real presence. That's what I'm not there. So when you talk about optimizing, you are really talking about how do we digress from these denigrating thinking, from these way of thinking that really destroy us, these cognitive distortion, so that we can show up optimally. That is very, very powerful. So it's a long way to explain that. And so what I'm saying, you are saying, oh, you optimize yourself. Well, you optimize how you think, your cognitive distortion. And partly, most of our problems come from their cognitive distortion, because we distort who we are, and we tend to lash on to negativity, and we don't embrace the higher self, which is we are sacred.
Yes, I love that. It really aligns as well. I'm taking this little course with Dr. Gabor Mate, which I'm sure you're familiar with him, right? And the course is called The Wisdom of Trauma. And so what he talks about is it aligns with exactly what you're saying. He says that kiddos who have experienced trauma, as it's created a disconnection from their essence, a disconnection from who they are, right? And that disconnection from their essence means they might not value themselves very highly, right? Because of that disconnection. They might not listen to their instincts. They might not rely on their imagination. They might not, allow themselves to use, the best part of their neocortex, right? Because they're believing that they've made that decision, that somehow they're disconnected that way. And the reconnection with themselves allows them to reconnect with others.
That's so good. I like that, about that disconnection with our essential self. And that's really, it's a sad reality when self and essence is disconnected. Now, when you are disconnected from your essence, you are no longer self. You are a zombie. You are a ghost. You have disconnected from your soul, and that's what we in many ways. Somebody would say your soul left your body, because you have disconnected, dijected from the quintessential self. that the essence of who you truly are, there is a breach. And you really truly cannot move forward until that you are reconnected. Thank God that there is reconnection is possible. And brothers and sisters can help. In healing, cognitive distortion can help. But again, as we begin to really recollect ourselves and tune in to our essence, then we tune into someone else's essence. You see, when somebody is jealous, there is a disconnection somewhere. And there is a distortion somewhere.
Yeah.
When somebody said, yeah, it's all about me, myself, there is something. They have part of you, something is fractured and broken, you know. So it's all about me, you know. I know I should deserve more. They ask more. And you got to be careful. There is something that is not still. There is a fracture somewhere. And we need to repair that so that we can actually learn to be and to know that I can be truly equal to myself, no matter how hard and how hostile, how bad the weather is.
Yes, that's awesome. Jesse's just reminding they have a new show that starts at 8:00, but we still have a few more minutes, so that's fine. I did want to mention to you as well, last week, Rotary had a presentation coming on called Real Talk. So we had this coordinator, our facilitator, her name's Carolyn, and Carolyn gave a presentation on Real Talk. And it's an excellent presentation. Basically, it's about recognizing and then having empathy and asking and listening regarding somebody who might be experiencing violence or might be using violence. And the thought is that if you know enough as an informal support, that if somebody come forward to you and said, you know, I am experiencing violence in my life, that you be able to say, I'm sorry to hear that. I want to help. Are you safe? You know, that you know how to respond, kind of a thing, right? And it's not, you know, rush in and cause a fight or a controversy or anything like that. It's just basically that somebody shared with you, and you are going to use resources you have, phone numbers that you have, or advice that you have to get somebody in a safe environment so that you can prevent that violence from happening. And so both ways, you prevent the person who's experiencing the violence from experiencing the violence, and you're preventing the person who would otherwise use violence from using violence. And then, you know, that gets kind of to the root of what it is, right? So anyways, I thought it was really good. And she was saying 1 out of 3 people are experiencing violence. And if you're a member, or if you're more so in the LGBTQ type, you know, more vulnerable type population, then it's 2 in 3. And 80% of the people who are experiencing violence, their first contact is going to be with an informal support. And that informal support, so a friend that they know, right? And that informal support, if that involves shame or blame or doubting or, you know, any of those kind of things, that really kind of shuts down the support for that person, right? They might just stop there and not try to get help anymore.
And again, a reminder of how important to be a good friend to somebody, to be there for somebody, to let someone lean on you, because sometimes we get so busy we don't really tune into what's really going on. It's quite important. I enjoy. It's so good to hear that, and I wish someday we can talk about that, because in my view, silence is the worst form of violence you could ever suffer. And many, and that means to be ignored, you see, to be given the silent treatment. Sometimes it's the worst form of violence. And that can actually just push you out into one of the, a very, very, to suffer, very deep place of depression. But I do understand that the time is up, and we have been more than 30 minutes, even though I came late. I just want to say thank you for taking the moment. That was really good.
It's always fun chatting with you, my Bushman. I always appreciate it. Nice to see your smiling face. And so yeah, we'll wrap this up today. And you know what? For our viewers, we might start next week at 7:00, just for the heck of it. Hopefully.
Yes.
Both of us being there at 7 is what we're going for, baby.
Yes.